Всем привет!
Hello, everyone. We are back to the studio and we are ready to start our broadcast. We are broadcasting live from PHD 2022, and uh, the standoff started 2 days before PhD, and for the last 2 days, our attackers, now defenders, are already working on and in our state. And they have already achieved a lot, and I'm going to discuss what has already happened with my friends. I've got Alexei Lobzin from Inno Stage. Hi, Alexei. For those of you who don't know, Inno Stage have been with us for the last 2 years. They've been our co-organizers for 2 years now, and also for 2 years you have been participating in the standoff, right? Yes, for 2 years now we've been the global SOC. We are observing everything that's happening at the cyber polygon, at the cyber ground, and we are reviewing the reports of the blue and red teams, and we are going to interrogate you today. And Oleg Ivanov is my second guest. For those of you who missed our talk with Oleg yesterday, I'll remind you that Oleg develops the technical, the IT component of our standoff, right? Yeah, that's correct. So in the studio, we have two people, one person who created all of this, and the second person who had to, how shall I put it, who had to integrate into this infrastructure as a SOC. Are you happy with each other's work? Well, I can only speak for myself. We have been cooperating with this project for many years, and every year the project is getting stronger. We learn to understand each other better and better. I need to interrupt you, Oleg. I'm sorry, terribly sorry, because we are broadcasting live news, everything's for real. And just now, in our state, at the railway station, there was an incident. An incident. It looks like people are organizing ticket fraud. Well, yeah, it's a basic scenario. It's quite basic. In the perimeter, it's a regular service that controls ticket sales, and it has a simple vulnerability that enables you to buy a ticket at no cost or at a huge discount. It's been happening several times already in the last couple of days. Well, how many times the ticket sales have already been disrupted? It is the 14th time. It is the 14th time. 1-4. Oh, really? Yeah, hackers are abusing this service. It runs open source. There is a version. You Google it, and the false link leads you to an exploit and enables you to become an admin for the site. Yeah, again, we started this chain yesterday. It's like you have just provided a masterclass on hacking, and everyone who's seen us, oh, I want to try it myself, and I'm sure that everybody else would like to try it now. Well, yeah, the more teams are out there trying to abuse this business risk, the fewer scores they can get. So today, at this point in the game, it's not very appealing, really, because I think the most you can get now is like a score of 20. It's best if you are now looking for new risks and trying to execute new risks. At the end of 2 days, all of the offices, all of the industries, all of the facilities, all of the properties here, they have already been compromised. The attackers are already inside the infrastructure, somewhere on the user side and somewhere even in the business apps, and only one step separates them from executing risks that would disrupt the various control and management systems, industrial management systems. When you created the infrastructure, what was your plan? Did you think that the risks will be implemented so fast and that the attackers would be able to get inside so fast? Well, we thought long about the format of this conference because we've got 4 days, right? And 2 days is the conference itself, and we want during those last 2 conference days to achieve the maximum effect and to get the highest involvement of everyone. So the first 2 days were a warm-up, and in the next 2 days we expect major risks to come to life. So it's going according to the plan. Well, we are a news channel and we were collecting news from yesterday. We have a quick report of what happened in the last 2 days at the standoff. So now let's take a look at the screen and we will be showing you our statistics. First thing I wanted to discuss, 14 unacceptable, inadmissible events were executed in the last 2 days of cyber training. But overall, we've got 100 potential incidents, 14 out of 100, more than 10% in 2 days. Is this a good result, or do you think people need to get better? Okay, let me clarify something. In the system, we have 100 unique risks. And our teams managed to find only 3 unique risks and 14 unacceptable events. That means together, some events were repeated. Okay, let's consider this to be a preliminary training. Our French colleagues, the French attackers, the French team, this team sends their reports in English. Why are you calling them a French team if they are writing reports in English? Well, we suspect that these guys are from France, maybe because of their name, Baguette something. And our analysts are also sure that they are French. Maybe it's just a nickname that they gave this team. Okay, guys, if you parlez français, please write your next report in French. We will be very happy to get one report in French. Okay, another thing, incident report. 120 reports were submitted by the defenders in 2 days, right? Oleg probably didn't even see them. Well, yes, actually, at the end of the game day, we received several more incident reports, and currently the number is about 150. And what about the industries? Poor guys in heavy logistics. That's the logistics and transportation company. They fell victims to most of the incidents, and the risk of changing the price of tickets, that was another major risk. I want to say thank you to defenders. The first risk that was implemented in our infrastructure in a couple of minutes, they used the same vector, but two teams managed to exercise the same risk at the same time. So it was very difficult to separate the two attacks. And at the same time, later, 13 different teams managed to get this risk out. Yes, it happened at different times, but we wanted to again say a huge thank you to our defenders team who still prepare the reports, investigating all these incidents. 144 reports were received in 2 days, vulnerability reports received during 2 days of cyber exercise. Oh, yes, exactly. That's the correct number. Not all reports that are submitted are actually, they actually match our requirements. But you have requirements? Yes, we do. We are asking people to give a more detailed description of various vulnerabilities that they abused. But yeah, it's a good trend. And we hope that in the next couple of days, we are going to see many more such reports, vulnerability reports. This year, we have pretty realistic industries. We also have a financial industry. We've got a bank there. We've got interbank communication. And above everything else, we also have a an exchange. We've got companies that are trading in the exchange. Which companies are trading? Well, is the companies, the six companies, the six segments that are involved in the standoff. So all of these companies had an IPO. Exactly, they are all traded companies. They're all listed, and we are keeping track of the current capitalizations and price per share of these companies. Okay. Can we get an exchange report then? Sure. Here goes. The exchange was hacked the first, and the exchange. Oh, the logistics company was hacked first, and the exchange responded to this. We also saw decline in EPS of another company that was hacked. So every time a company or an industry is hacked, the stock exchange responds. It reacts. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Here at PHD, what we should be monitoring in order to understand which way the stock exchange is going. Well, we have this service available only for the internal users. Maybe in the next couple of days, we'll be able to display it for external users as well, somewhere here on the screens. Wow, that's wonderful, wonderful, good idea. In your SOC, in your work, do you also take into account the current stock exchange ratings? I can't hear you, Yulia. Okay, I'll try to shout. Okay, moving on. Well, actually, this year, in the last 2 days, twice as many vulnerability reports. We had twice as many vulnerability reports this year in the last 2 days than we received during the November standoff over the period of the whole 4 days. Is this correct? Well, yeah, sounds right, but we have a different architecture this time. In November, we had a big city, a big state, but now we have a state and different companies, different industries. So last year there was 1 entry point, and now we have 6 entry points. It means more vulnerable apps. The infrastructure is larger, and probably it's more exciting. It's more thought-provoking for the teams. You see. What about vulnerability reports structure? More of which reports are you getting? Which reports dominate? Well, actually, we're getting all kinds of vulnerability reports because different apps have different vulnerabilities, and most of the attackers are following the scenarios that we envisaged from the very beginning. So as soon as this particular node is compromised, means that all other vectors that we injected were compromised, right? And sometimes, I mean, again, we see injections, sometimes misconfigurations, something else. It's going according to the plan. Well, it's very difficult to give the statistics that you're asking for. What about defenders? Are defenders monitoring all this? Yes. Well, what could I add? We see that the people are using all the latest vulnerabilities very actively, and they're also using the Serious SAM, TipTam, Brispooler, and another vulnerability, Log4j, Log4shell. People are using it. The people are finding this vulnerability and they're exploiting it successfully. Well, you are a very special kind of guest. I think that you are giving people hints all the time during this interview. You named all the vulnerabilities. Yesterday, you named the chains. You laid out for the teams. Well, we are helping the red teams And at the same time, we are surprised and we are impressed by the level of their training. We see which techniques the people are using, like DNS tunneling, for instance. I mean, every time our analysts see it, they are very, very happy. It tells you that people are serious about it. I mean, the defenders the defenders are doing a sterling job. At the same time, to tell the truth, I could criticize them as well, because in some industries, some of the rare teams are beginning to compete. When they enter this or that infrastructure, they start to set up other teams. They start to, well, but this is normal. Competition is normal, isn't it? Well, before this competition, before this tournament, we agreed that we are not going to strive for a championship. You see, it's not a championship.
Видите ли вы в отчетах, которые сдают...
Okay, on the defense side, in the defenders reports, do you see the vulnerabilities that Oleg mentioned? Do you see the tools that, or the techniques? I mean, how amazing the defenders reports are. Well, like I said, people who are defending heavy logistics are getting most of the battle. Their reports are quite complete. They are quite full. And like Oleg said, we hope to see more technical details. It's something that we are sometimes missing in the reports. But again, people are taking it seriously. And there are some guys who have been at the standoff for many years. It's not their first time. And you can tell just by looking at the response time, at the quality of the report, you can tell it by the quality of their preparation to the event. They know what to expect and where to look. They know the infrastructure very well, and the reports are submitted on time. Thank you very much, guys. Alexei Lobzin and Oleg Ivanov were with me in the studio, and they've informed us about last 2 days of the standoff. We are going to meet with them again because events keep mounting. Please bring the details. I loved the story about the French team, and I hope that they're really and truly French. It's a, well, anyway, I want to make a wish. Dear French team, if you can send your next report in French, you will make my dream come true. And please stay tuned for more. I'm going to turn now to our other guests.